All right, I'm going to get this meeting started. I call this meeting to order at 7:01 p.m. The University of Central Florida respectfully acknowledges that it's located on the traditional lands of the Ice, Appalachee, Calusa, Timucua, and Tocobago tribes, as well as the Seminole Tribe of Florida and the Miccosukee Tribe of Indians of Florida. Roll call and verification of quorum. Chair Gaudio.
Paul.
Present.
Reed.
Present.
Olivia Smith. Hagenbuch.
Present.
Present.
Casimiro.
Present.
Callis.
Present.
Ariza. Cabanos.
Present.
Lim. Pison. Sadvika. Jane. Sherman.
Present.
Danae Smith.
Present.
Ali.
Present.
Hamid. Kaufman.
Present.
Licht.
Present.
Rose.
Present.
El Haq.
Present.
Fawcett. Rickett.
Present.
Escobar.
Present.
Macadia. Rodriguez.
Present.
Wanjan. Hazanen. Phillips.
Present.
Wynn. Habgood.
Present.
Bonaventure. Perez.
Present.
Alcuda.
Present.
Banesh. Candeloro.
Present.
Quartz.
Present.
Jones.
Present.
Leon. Matthews.
Present.
McRae.
Present.
Norsamadevra. Renda.
Present.
Leiva Gonzalez.
Present.
Simmons.
Present.
Teodorescu.
Present.
Varela.
Present.
Zivin. Lipner.
Present.
40 out of 50.
All right, everyone take a look at last meeting's minutes. Is there a motion to approve last meeting's minutes? And then take a look at today's agenda. Is there a motion to approve today's agenda? Open forum. Anybody here to speak in open forum? Seeing none. Announcements from the student body president, President Blanco.
Hi, everyone. So I just wanted to take some time to provide an update from this week's Board of Trustees meeting. Starting next year in 2027, over the next 5 years, housing rates will be increasing. Currently, UCS housing rates are the most affordable in the state, and with this proposal, we will still be one of the most affordable options while investing $10 million through continuing leverage through our operating efficiencies. So all of the money that we will use through increasing our rent prices will go directly back into investing in our product. This increase will bring us up to market while still remaining a very affordable option. Increases will look different amongst different communities on campus. I please ask you if you have any specific questions, message me on Teams or via email because the numbers can look different and get confusing. So I'd rather just kind of break it down for you on there versus I don't want to give out any misinformation up here. Okay, going forward, some appointments. I'd like to reappoint Madeline Phillips for the CHIPS seat number 1 and Elise Baluli for College of Engineering and Computer Sciences seat number 2.
Any questions for the student body president? Seeing none, thank you.
Thank you.
Announcements from the student body vice president, Vice President Benitez.
Alrighty. Hi, Senate. Not much for me tonight. Tomorrow I will be attending the Spring Alumni Board meeting as one of my expectations as student body president. It will be at the new Nursing Pavilion Lake Nona, so I'm so excited to see that. This is where I'll be giving the opportunity to provide our alumni with updates of what the executive branch and all the other branches in student government have been up to, especially with the elections right around the corner. On Saturday, I'll be sitting on a panel organized by the Office of Fraternity and Sorority Life alongside other UCF leaders to share our experience with their new members from various chapters. Please let me know if you need anything from me.
Any questions for the student body vice president? Seeing none, thank you. Comptroller's report, Comptroller Drinkwater.
Good evening, Senators. I hope you're all doing well. The current CRT balance is negative $1,975.54 with a reversion rate of 1.63%. The current FAO balance is $5,996.63 with a reversion rate of 1.71%. The SG Finance Office will be holding its third meeting on March 4th at 2:30 p.m. on Teams. The office has been working on auditing the Office of Student Involvement and the Multicultural Student Center this past week, and we plan to hold our fourth meeting prior to spring break. Please let me know if you have any questions and have a great weekend.
Any questions for the comptroller? thank you.
Thank you.
Attorney General's report, AG Altoona.
Good evening, Senate. This week, I've been working closely with the Supervisor of Elections and the Election Commission to provide statutory clarifications for presidential and Senate candidates. I have also been working on an opinion request related to the election and Title VI. And lastly, I just want to thank Maite for all her hard work related to the SG Drive. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me with any questions or concerns.
Any questions for the AG? Senator Hassanine?
President voting.
Senator Hassanine, President voting, so noted at 7:07 p.m. Any questions for the AG? Seeing none, thank you. Cabinet Forum, announcements from the Chief of Staff Pearson.
Alrighty. Hi, Senate. I hope you all are doing well and taking care of yourselves during midterms. To keep it short, ELC is still fully in swing. And I've been supporting caucus outreach alongside our communications team. I sincerely ask for your help in engaging with our content to assure we reach as many students as possible. I recently met with Margot Winnick, the UCF's Directors of Media Relations, to highlight the great work we do as a student government, while also offering our support in providing a student perspective for future media opportunities, so stay tuned. Additionally, I have been assisting Academic Affairs Coordinator Vicaria with TEDx interviews and selections, and I've also been working with the Election Commission to finalize how the Division of Communications will be supporting the upcoming election week. So, yep.
Any questions for the Chief of Staff? Seeing none. Are you also doing it? Okay, just keep going.
Awesome. Hi, Senate. I hope everyone is having a great semester so far as we reach the halfway point. Since my last update, I have been working on Senate appointments, some office/cage organization, and planning our annual SG on tour. Stay tuned for more info.
And then are you doing?
Yes. Hi, Senate. I wanted to take a moment to say thank you all so much for those who helped out with Universal Nights. I had an amazing time working with all of you, and I hope you were able to have fun at the event. Thank you.
Any questions that the Chief of Staff can answer? Seeing none, thank you. Announcements from the Academic Affairs Coordinator Vicaria.
All right. Good evening, Senate. Not too much from me. We have finally finished the TED Talk interviews, and I will be sending out acceptances shortly. The TEDx event will occur in Alumni Hall on April 17th. And lastly, I will be finalizing details for Midnight Breakfast. Let me know if you have any questions.
Any questions for the Academic Affairs Coordinator? Senator Bonaventure?
President voting.
Senator Arms Bonaventure, President voting, so noted at 7:09 p.m. Any questions for the Academic Affairs Coordinator? Seeing none, thank you.
Thanks.
Announcements from the Athletics Coordinator given by Chief of Staff Pearson.
Hi, Senate. Not much for me. Looking ahead to our SG baseball game, which will be on April 14th, so mark your calendars. Also working alongside the RWC to promote their March Miles cycle competition. So if you're interested for signups, that they're still open through the RWC Instagram. Thank you.
DI Coordinator as well.
Hi, Senate. I'm so sorry I couldn't be here tonight. I hope everyone is having a great semester so far. Not much from me. I wanted to thank everyone who came out to my past events. I'm currently working on Interfaith Council and Women's Empowerment Conference with Coordinator Lopez.
Safety and Transportation Coordinator.
Hi, Senate. Not too much from me. Currently working on Women's Empowerment Conference with Nor, our Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Coordinator. This year's theme is Celebrating Women in the Arts, and it will be taking place on March 23rd from 6 to 9 p.m. in the Cape Florida Ballroom. I will be sending a calendar invite to you all, so please feel free to attend this event. Enjoy our keynote speakers, food, and artwork by our own UCF students.
Any questions that the Chief of Staff can answer? Seeing none, thank you. Sustainability, Wellness, and Innovation Coordinator Hendricks.
Hello, Senate. This month, I've worked on revamping our compost tabling program alongside the Arboretum and Sustainability Caucus. I've also used this month to prepare some incredible programming next month, including World Water Day and Earth Justice Week. Keep an eye out for programming coming my way.
Any questions for the Sustainability, Wellness, and Innovation Coordinator? Seeing none, thank you. Or you also don't want Okay, yeah, DeMarco.
Sorry, I don't know if it didn't get.
I don't think it's on there. but
Okay,
it's
I'm so
announced.
sorry.
It's
I'm here. Hi, everyone. I've been sick for most of February, so I just wanted to take this time to thank JC, Jocelyn, and the GAP committee as a whole for all of the hard work that you all put into Day at the Capitol, and it wouldn't have been able to happen without you guys. And I know all of our efforts were well received at the Capitol, and everyone was so excited to see the Knights there. I will be sending out a Google form, so if anyone has any feedback on the event that I could put in my transition binder, that would be much appreciated. Additionally, Maxwell Frost's office will be hosting their annual passport event on campus on March 12th. If you need a new passport, this is a great event to go to, but also if you would just like to meet the congressman, again, this is a great opportunity to do so. If you're interested, please let me know, shoot me a Teams message or give me an email. And that's all for me. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. And if you have any questions, again, just email me or Teams me. Thank
Any
you.
question for the GAP? Seeing none, thank you. Office Design Coordinator given by Chief of Staff Pearson.
Hi guys, it's me again. Okay. Hello Senate. Sorry I can't be here in person tonight. Things have been pretty busy with the comms team lately. We've been working on SG on tour sweatshirts, designs, coordinating with EC on social media graphics for the upcoming election, and managing upcoming outreach campaigns. Remember to keep interacting with our Instagram content. The more love we give our posts, the more people we can reach with our events. That's all from me, and have a great evening.
Any questions that the Chief of Staff can answer? Seeing none, thank you. Digital Media Coordinator, Coordinator Carl.
Good evening, Senate. This past month have been working on many projects, including the Writing Center tour that just came out today. I've been working on having night shot main campus. It would be next Wednesday in the Reflection Fund from 4:30 to 6, so make sure to go out if you want to get a headshot. I filmed 2 videos with the judicial branch, which I will be posting shortly, and I took ELC headshots today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
Any questions for the Digital Media Coordinator? Seeing none, thank you. Announcements from the Chief Justice given by Internal Assistant Chief Justice Hoffman.
Hi everyone, Bella says hi. This week, she had our monthly meeting with Dr. Frame where she discussed different initiatives the branch is working on, as well as the branch's role in the election period. Our committees have been meeting regularly and are hard at work on different projects, and they have also begun discussing transition for next year. And lastly, we also approved marketing plan fits for impartial advising and parking appeals yesterday in General Council, and we'll be printing those and distributing those at events very soon.
Any questions that the Internal Assistant Chief Justice can answer? Seeing none, thank you. Announcements from the Supervisor of Elections, Supervisor Colazo.
Hi, Senate. Happy week 3 of the active campaigning period. Thank you to those who attended the presidential debate. It was a huge success. The candidates came prepared and we're excited to answer questions from the student body. Shout out to Commissioner Mello and Oleke Banjo and Assistant Supervisor Callaway for serving as event managers and hosts throughout the debate. Looking ahead, we are hosting the candidate exposition on March 4th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. in the Key West Ballroom. Pizza will be provided to guests. The voting period will commence on March 9th, at which point the commission will begin its distribution of this year's merchandise. In regards to the ballot, we are very optimistic to move forward with ranked choice voting. I highly encourage, if you have any questions, to reach out to myself and the student government advisor regarding the ballot. And if other than that, if you need anything, just reach out to myself and the commission through email.
All right. Any questions for the Supervisor of Elections? Seeing none, thank you. Announcements from the Scholarship Committee Chair, Chair Vicaria. Any questions for the scholarship committee chair? Seeing none, thank you. Caucus reports, Arab Caucus, Cheryl Kuda.
Hello, Senate. During our last meeting, we elected an ex officio member and discussed Ramadan initiatives. We will meet again tomorrow at 11. We have since spoken with dining services to ensure accommodations will be made during this time, as the fasting period began last week and will continue until March 19th. Please have grace and understanding for those around you who may be fasting during this time.
Any
That's it for me.
questions for the Arab Caucus chair? Seeing none, Black Caucus, Chair Smith.
Hi, everyone. So the caucus had quite a busy week. We held our spring showcase, our open forum with UCFPD, and we'll be having our last Food Truck Friday tomorrow, so please come out. I just want to give a thank you to everyone who has helped with planning, setting up, or just simply coming to our events. It means a lot. Thank you, guys.
Any questions for the Black Caucus chair? Seeing none, ICTC Chair Varela.
Hello, Senate. So we had our weekly meeting this week at 3 p.m., this Wednesday at 3 p.m. We discussed more details about our bus driver appreciation initiative, as well as how we could promote the SG election on our auxiliary campuses.
Any questions for the ICTC chair? Seeing none, Latin Hispanic Caucus. Hi, everyone. We're meeting tomorrow to continue compiling a list of Hispanic businesses. Please reach out if you know some small businesses that might be interested and direct any questions towards that email. Women's Caucus.
Hi everyone. So this week we met and sponsored 2 proclamations, and the Women and Girls in Sports panel event has been rescheduled to March 11th from 11 to 1 p.m.
Any questions for the Women's Caucus chair? Seeing none, announcements from the Senate President. Good night, evening, Senate. I hope all of your days have been well and that your midterms have been easy. Mine have not. Not a lot for me, as this past week has been dedicated to my studies. Senate Exec is working on their transition binders, and the form that I've included, this is the form to fill out stole orders. I know that I did one in fall semester, but many people have left or joined since then, and I have made all of the fixes that have been needed. So hopefully that is the best form. The GAP committee will be having a civic engagement event called We the Pizza on March 27th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the atrium. And I've confirmed the presence of WHIPs, CAPS, and MVSS for the mental health fair on March 12th. And I've just reached out to UCFPD, and there will be cookies from UCF Dining at that event as well. And lastly, from me, SGLC have received their mentors, and their semester project is to research and create a bill for a bill writing showcase that all of SG will be invited to. The date is currently to be determined, as we want to ensure that all of the SLCers are able to attend. Are there any questions for me? Seeing none, ELA report, ELA read.
Hi, everyone. So I've been scheduling all the dean meetings and mock dean meetings. I've been sending you all messages about the dean meetings, so please don't leave me undelivered. If you have no idea what I'm talking about when I mention the dean meetings, please send me a message over Teams so I can properly get you in the right channels so we can ensure that you get your dean meeting scheduled. And then please keep coming out and supporting our SLCers, whether you attend their meetings or just stay and chat in the office. We love to see everyone interacting with our SLCers.
Any questions for the ELA? Seeing none, Senate President Pro Tempore report given by the DLAG.
All right, Pro Tem Hamid says, the clothing distribution originally scheduled for this Saturday has been moved to this Sunday, and that he will be creating a group chat with all of those signed up to inform them of the details. And then next Thursday at 6 p.m., Career Services will be coming in to present a professionalism workshop for us.
Any questions that the DLAG can answer? Seeing none, DLAG report, DLAG Kaufman.
Not much for me this week. As always, if you have any legislation ideas, feel free to reach out. And tonight's legislation, we have 2 internal bills on first reading. On third reading, 1 internal bill and 1 resolution. And on second reading, 2 internal bills and 3 proclamations.
Any questions for the DLAG? Seeing none, DSER report, DSER Capinos.
Good afternoon, Senate. I hope everyone is doing well with their midterms. Our next event will be our scavenger hunt next Friday at 4 o'clock in the Union. It's going to be March themed. I think it's going to be really fun. So I'm excited to see those that can come and attend. And if the senators that still have questions about the RSOs, please refer to your emails or team's inboxes. I reached out to some of you about those assignments. And then some of you may have gotten an email just of recently. There is something that I'm working through. And I know that I talked about this a while ago about the new system that I'm implementing. So just be on the lookout for that and more updates for that to come.
Any questions for the DSER? Seeing none, Fiscal Committee reports, CRT Committee.
Hi, everyone. CRT met very briefly this week, and we approved allocation 57-471.
Any questions for the CRT committee chair? Seeing none, FAO committee chair Lush.
Hello, everyone. We did not meet this week, but we will meet next week.
Any questions for the FAO committee chair? Seeing none, ORS committee chair Rose.
Last Friday, we saw 4 post-funding reviews resulting in 1 new sanction, and we will be meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the conference room or on Zoom.
Any questions for the ORS committee chair? Seeing none, internal committee reports, ENA committee chair Lipner.
Hi, everyone. In ENA this week, we had a very in-depth conversation regarding whether we should table Title VI bills and ultimately came to the conclusion that clarity rewrites and changes for this session should not be hampered by the potential changes in the Supervisor of Elections' potential yearly memorandum, which we also believe should be the responsibility of the next session to handle. Also, in committee, we voted to approve 5732 with 5 to 0 to 1 and 33, 5 to 1 to 0. Thank you.
Any questions for the ENA committee chair? Seeing none, GAP committee chair Barilla.
Hello, Senate. Today, we had an easy meeting to discuss our 2 events in the works. For March 25th, our Women in Leadership speaker panel. We discussed questions to ask as well as finalizing who we wanted to attend. We also discussed for March 27th, the We the Pizza event, which will be held in the atrium. We're inviting governmental and political affiliated RSOs and departments. And this will be held in celebration of the One America 250th year anniversary.
Any questions for the GAP committee chair? Seeing none, LJR committee chair Gaudio.
Good evening, everybody. No news this week. The only notable absence request we saw was one was postponed pending supporting documentation.
Any questions for the LJR committee chair? Seeing none, SBA committee chair Teodorescu.
Hello, Senate. SBA held the Black Caucus this week with the Black Business Showcase, as well as tabled at Market Wednesday. Initiatives are going well, and myself, along with Speaker Quartz and Senator Matthews, have been continuing to plan and coordinate mental health fair coming up in 2 weeks. Proclamations 57, 30, 31, 32 were passed on first reading, 13, 0 to 0.
Any questions for the SBA committee chair? Seeing none, is there a motion for speeches, questioning, and debate? Teodorescu.
Motion for 5, 10, 10.
There's been a motion for 5, 10, 10. And a second, any objections? Hearing none. For confirmations, we have Madeline Phillips for College of Health Professions and Sciences, seat number 1.
Sorry, guys. Okay. I had a change in my major and I'm now in the College of Health Professions and Sciences rather than the College of Medicine. So I'm seeking reconfirmation to Senate under that college, and I would love the opportunity to continue working with this body and working on all of my initiatives. And that's all from me.
Okay, we are now in period of questioning. Are there any questions for this candidate? Seeing none, we are now in period of debate. Are there any pieces of debate on this candidate? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 32 to 1 to 0, Madeline Phillips has been reconfirmed for the College of Health Professions and Sciences, seat number 1. I still believe that you do have to do your oath of office. Notice of legislation on first reading. I hereby remand internal bills 57, 34, and 35 to CRT. Notice of legislation on third reading. Internal Bill 5731 updates to Title V, the Judicial Branch. Chair Rowley, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Bill has not changed from last week. If anyone was not here or forgot, it simply just makes it clear that the JRP is amended and kept by the judicial branch.
We are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions on this internal bill? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Are there any pieces of debate on this internal bill? D. Pinos?
I think it makes sense. And with it being passed 39-0 last February 19th, I motion to move to pass this by general consent.
There's been a motion to
I
move
object.
this. Do you withdraw?
I do.
Any other pieces of debate? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 33-0, Internal Bill 5731 passes third reading. Next, we have Resolution 5717, resolution denouncing the narrow scope of professional degrees proposed by the United States Department of Education. Senator Escobar, you have 5 minutes.
Good evening, Senate. Again, I'm representing this bill because I'm a representative of the College of Health Professions and Sciences and also a social work major. So I'm not going to go over my speech again, but basically this resolution would denounce the proposed rule limiting the scope of professional degrees and submit the resolution for public comment, as the Department of Education is currently in a period of public comment. So I urge you all to vote in favor. And then if passed in Senate tonight, I would appreciate if it received signatures tomorrow, just to be in timeline to be submitted during the period of public comment, which ends on March 2nd. I yield my time.
Great, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Any pieces of debate? Chair Roll.
Mayor Ten.
You may.
Yeah, we discussed this last week. Super common sense if you have the best interest of the students in mind. So with that, I move the vote.
There's been a motion to vote and a second. Any objections? Hearing none, we are now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 33-1-0, Resolution 5717 passes third reading, and I will make sure that both Pro Tem Hamid and I sign it by tomorrow. Notice of legislation on second reading, Internal Bill 5732, updates to Title VI, informational sessions. Chair Sherman, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
All right, hi Senate. This is a very simple bill. All it does is removes the requirement that the Election Commission has to hold at least one informational session after the declaration of candidacy period ends, and then it adds that back into the amount that they have to hold during declaration of candidacy, just to make sure that there's the same, cluster of sessions that people are able to attend right before declaration of candidacy. Just a very brief background of why I introduced this. Prior to the 50th session, you did not need to complete your informational session before declaration of candidacy. And so statute said that the Election Commission had to hold at least one after the fact, just to give prospective candidates another opportunity to go to one. In the 50th session, we legislated that now you have to complete your informational session before declaration of candidacy. So, and the provision that you had to have one afterwards was not amended. So essentially it created one session that still existed, statutorily mandated to occur, but it, if you're strictly reading the statute, doesn't actually count towards candidacy. And anecdotally, I know of several people who are sort of confused by this requirement, and it really doesn't serve any purpose. So I thought it would be easiest to just remove that requirement, and I'll yield my time.
We're now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions on this internal bill? Chair Lipner.
Yeah, I also noticed that you added the requirement that 2 must be virtual or live streamed. Do you know if this is something that is already done by the Election Commission?
I did not make that.
That is an amendment made by Chair Claudio and will be seen
My
during
apologies.
debate, not questioning. Are there any questions on the internal bill as it stands? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Chair Claudio, you have 2 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, Chair Claudio.
I'd like to move for my amendment to be seen.
All right, there's been a motion to see Chair Claudio's amendment and a second. Any objections? Hearing none, you have 2 minutes whenever you're ready.
Thank you very much. This is a change I'm putting forward that at least 2 informational sessions during the declaration of candidacy period must be hosted through a virtual or live stream modality. This is particularly important for graduate students who have very limited time on campus and or perhaps people who are out of state for some reason during the spring semester, and this is their only option. We have someone who's currently on a sign-over that could not show up to an informational session because they are in Tallahassee. And so this addresses that concerns. It allows people to still be able to run as a candidate, even if they cannot be physically present for an informational session.
All right, we are now on the period of questioning. Are there any questions, Chair Lipner?
Yeah, similar question to you. Do you know if this is a pardon? I'm assuming based on your speech, it's not, but just clarifying, this is not something already done by the Election Commission, correct?
It is not required of them. I know that they did post an informational session that was hosted virtual, but it was after declaration of candidacy, so it didn't do anything.
Any other questions on this amendment? Senator Happyhead?
Yeah, I mean, I do think this is a good idea, but just out of curiosity, has this been run by the Election Commission as of now?
No.
Okay. All right, any other questions regarding this amendment? Chair Varela.
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. In a second, any objections? Hearing none, we are now in a period of debate. Chair Lipner.
Yeah, noting that the Election Commission hosted an informational session this session that was virtually. I see no issue with this being added on and this being doable for the Election Commission. So I'll be voting in favor.
All right, and Senator Escobar.
I'm also in favor of this amendment. It would also allow for those not on main campus, like for instance, those who go to our downtown campus or live downtown, to be able to, be flexible if they want to run for office. We always want to do outreach towards our auxiliary campuses. So I think this is important to addressing those who can't be on main campus all the time.
Okay, any other pieces of debate? Dealer Kaufman.
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. In a second, any objections? Hearing none, we are now on voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 35 to 0 to 0, the amendment passes. We are still in debate on the bill as a whole, and there is, Senator Escobar.
Motion to see my amendment.
There's been a motion to see Senator Escobar's amendment. In a second, any objections? Hearing none, you have 2 minutes whenever you're ready.
This is just clarifying the last whereas clause that that the bill would go into effect after the 2026 election, just because we had some discussion in ENA about students possibly being confused if our title was changed during the election. So this is just making sure that the bill would go into effect after, as stated by our statutes.
We are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions on this amendment? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Are there any pieces of debate on this amendment? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 34 to 0 to 0, this amendment passes. Okay. We're still in debate on the bill as a whole. Are there any other pieces of debate? Chair Varela?
Move to vote.
There's still no one on the page. DeCircapinos?
Motion to see my amendment.
There's been a motion to see DeCircapinos' amendment. Is there a second? Second, any objections? Hearing none, you have 2 minutes whenever you're ready.
It's just to clarify the last amendment that we made on the last whereas clause, where I thought it was necessary to add the language of immediately after the 2026 election, just because saying after the 2026 election could theoretically mean later into the next session. So I just thought that it would be important to just say that right after this election, as opposed to whatever time frame that could be used.
Right.
Just to clarify.
Chair Gaudio?
I move for this amendment to be approved.
There's been a motion to approve this amendment by general consent. Any objections? Hearing none, this amendment is approved by general consent. We are still in debate on the bill as a whole. Are there any other pieces of debate? Chair Lipner.
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote and a second. Any objections? Hearing none, we are now on voting procedures. With a vote count of 35 to 0, internal bill 5732 passes second reading. Next, we have internal bill 5733, updates to Title 6, subtitle A rewrite, ENA committee. Chair Lipner, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Hi all. The title says rewrite, but it's more just a clarity overview. Nothing actually is changing in this besides how it's formatted. Everything is copy and pasted as you see it. And if things are added, it's purely just clarity, except for 602.2, which is pulling things from other areas to have a succinct timeline for individuals who may be curious about when the declaration of candidacy period is or when active campaigning can start. Just that way it's all in one place for candidates. That is all from me. I yield to questioning.
We are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions on this bill? Senator Escobar?
I know there was concerns with like previous bills about things getting lost when we're moving things around. Has this been, I know we saw it in ENA, but has this been like double checked just to make sure like that we didn't lose anything when we were moving things around?
Yes, both the vice chair and I have deliberately checked this over multiple times.
Chair Gaudio?
So I'm reading the wording under 602.2 for the declaration of candidacy period, and it seems to be word for word copy paste the definition from Chapter 600 definitions where it outlines the declaration of candidacy period. So could I ask why there is a redundant entry, and could it not be removed from one of those locations?
Yeah, there were some concerns about individuals not going back to those definitional explanations. And so having a clear timeline laid out for these individuals with when that candidacy period starts, when they can start campaigning, and then later on down the line when that election period also happens, we'll be doing something similar for those statutes as well, just to have all of that timeline in place and very clear and easily accessible for students.
Any other questions on this bill? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Chair Lipner?
Motion to see my amendments as a block.
There's been a motion to see Chair Lipner's amendment as a block. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. Any objections? Hearing none, you have 2 minutes whenever you're ready.
Yeah, so the first amendment on the bill is just adding that immediately after the 2026 student government election. As we discussed in ENA, we explained that this would add some clarity to when this actually goes into place so that way people aren't confused. Looking further down the line at 602.3B1, this is a change that has to be made because originally, before 5717, candidates and presidential and Senate candidates had their own separate areas where it listed their requirements, and now they are all a single area. And so rather than listing senatorial expectations, it's positional expectations, and then changing capitalization for best practices for campaigning because those capitals don't match anything else that is done. And then finally, that is it. So yeah, I yield to question.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions? Vice Chair Matthews.
For 602B, the positional expectations and responsibilities, is there a reason why you didn't just say expectations and responsibilities for some easier readability?
I'm open to that change and I see that as a friendly, but I specified positional expectations because I wanted to be the expectations for the position, not necessarily for the election or just the individual in general. So that way it's more specific to what they were applying for.
Okay, any other questions on these amendments? Chair Burrell.
Move for debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate.
Second.
In a second, any objections? Hearing none, we are now in a period of debate. Any debate on these amendments? Seeing none, we are now on voting procedures. With the vote count of 33 to 0, these amendments pass. We're still in debate on the bill as a whole. Are there any other pieces of debate? Chair Gaudio.
I'd like to move to see my amendment.
There's been a motion to see Chair Gaudio's amendment. In a second, any objections? Hearing none, you have 2 minutes whenever you're ready.
This is a minor change. Because the candidate application timeline basically word for word outlines when the declaration of candidacy period is, and declaration of candidacy itself is already an outlined definition, I don't think it's necessary to include it twice. So this just gets rid of the separate definition for declaration of candidacy, period.
All right, we're now in a period of questioning on this amendment. Are there any questions? Seeing none, we're now in a period of debate. Are there any pieces of debate? Chair Rupner.
I'm personally against this, although I do understand Chair Gaudio's perspective. I think it's important to understand that this definition is used throughout the statute, not just in this one area. And so to ensure that individuals who are reading other parts of the statutes don't have to go back to 602.2, they can just go back to chapter 600 where all the other definitions are listed to have that ease of access.
Okay, any other pieces of debate? Vice Chair Matthews?
I'm also against this. I think the declaration of candidacy period is one of the times where probably the most violations happen, since many candidates they could be confused about this. It's a very confusing period for them. So I think it's important to reiterate this multiple times.
Any other pieces of debate? Seeing none, we are now in a period of voting on the amendments. All right, with a vote count of 11 to 22 to 1, the amendment failed. We are still in debate on the bill as a whole. I will see the addition of B in 602.21 as a technical. And then Chair Lipner for your other amendment. Oh, you said
That was
as a
in the
vote.
block.
Okay, perfect. Any other pieces of debate on this bill? Chair Lipner?
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. In a second, any objections? Seeing none, we're now on voting procedures on internal bill 5733. The vote count of 34 to 1 to 0, internal bill 5733 passes second reading. Next, we have proclamations. Proclamation 5730, proclamation celebrating the month of March 2026 as National Social Work Month. Senator Escobar, you have 5 minutes.
Thank you. Good evening, Senate. I'm presenting this proclamation celebrating the month of March 2026 as National Social Work Month. Most of the content pasted into the whereas clauses are directly from the National Association of Social Workers template for National Social Work Month proclamations. So I'm just going to read out a few of them. So social workers positively impact the lives of millions of Americans daily in hospitals, schools, child welfare agencies, community centers, and within federal, state, and local governments nationwide. The social work profession has been a profession for over a century and has worked to improve human well-being, advocate for justice, and support everyone's basic needs. Social workers choose this profession out of a deep commitment to help uplift, defend, and transform the lives of people, their families, and communities. And that's why the 2026 theme for National Social Work Month is Social Workers Uplift, Defend, Transform. This shines a light on the resolute spirit of social workers who transform lives while bringing hope, healing, and justice to the communities that they serve. We follow a code of ethics as outlined in our National Association of Social Workers Code of Ethics, And we're continuing on the front lines defending vulnerable populations. We assist in navigating those with trauma, grief, and systemic, and we assist in navigating systemic biases and help people recover from natural disasters, public health crises, and other issues while transforming their lives in encouraging ways. Here at UCF, we have around 778 social work undergraduate and graduate students, and I represent those here in Senate as a CHIP senator, and the profession continues to grow with more than 800,000 social workers in the United States projected to transform lives by shaping a more just and compassionate society. So I urge you all to vote in favor and join us in celebrating March as National Social Work Month. Thank you.
We are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions on this proclamation? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Are there any pieces of debate on this proclamation? Seeing none, we are now in a period of voting. With a vote count of 33 to 0, Proclamation 5730 passes second reading. Next, we have Proclamation 5731, Proclamation recognizing the Salute to Women Veterans Ceremony on March 4th, 2026. Chair Rickett, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good evening, Senate. This is a proclamation recognizing the Salute to Women's Veterans Ceremony on March 4th, 2026. Now, at the University of Central Florida, women's veterans represent 30% of the student veteran population, totaling 293 women that have served in the United States military. This highlights their importance and presence and emphasizes the need for tailored support and recognition of their unique contribution and experiences. Now, on March 4th, 2026, at the Live Oak Center, UCF will recognize the Salute to Women's Veterans. This event honors and appreciates the women veterans at UCF, including students, employees, as well as those not affiliated with the university. This proclamation is really, really important for all those who've served, all those women who've given their lives and given their time, energy for this country. And I think this is a wonderful time to recognize and see all those great and wonderful things that our women veterans have done over the course of the United States history. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
We are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions? Chair Taylor Askew.
Thank you. Did the Military and Veterans Caucus meet to vote on sponsoring this piece of legislation?
Any other questions on this proclamation? Chair Whitmer.
Is the event on March 4th open to the public?
Yes, it's open to the public. And to your question, I'm sorry, I made a mistake on that.
Okay. Any other questions for this proclamation? Seeing none, we're now in a period of debate. Any pieces of debate on this proclamation? Chair Whitmer.
Yeah, my aunt is a women veteran. She actually trained here in Central Florida for her Navy officer position. So big ups to all women veterans, especially here at UCF. I'll be voting in favor of this proclamation. Move to vote.
All right, there's been a motion to vote.
Second.
And a second. Any objections? Hearing none, we are now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 35 to 0, Proclamation 5731 passed its second reading. Next, we have Proclamation 5732, Proclamation recognizing February as Women and Girls in Sports Month. Chair Renda, you have 5 minutes.
Hi everyone. So Women and Girls in Sports Day is recognized on February 4th, and the month of February is recognized as Women and Girls in Sports Month. This month is especially important as it allows for us to recognize and celebrate the strength, dedication, and resilience of the women and girls who continue to break barriers in athletics. Sports empower women and girls not physically but mentally, socially, and build leadership and confidence skills. To further honor this month, ELA Reed and Women's Caucus will be hosting a Women and Girls in Sports panel event. This event will have a diverse panel of UCF coaches, athletes, and media professionals who share their experiences, challenges, and successes in the world of sports. We hope this will uplift women's voices and encourage continued support for representation in athletics, and I yield to ELA Reed.
Thank you. To provide a little bit of context, I came up with the idea of this panel a while ago because I grew up as a female athlete and understood the scrutiny and lack of support that often comes with being a female athlete. At UCF, our women's sports have continued to dominate in their conferences, and in 2025, our women's rowing team won the Big 12 championship. Additionally, our softball team recently won their conference championship in 2023. I believe that this bill, as it stands currently, is increasingly important, especially considering the comments that have been made about the U.S. women's hockey team that came out this week. Despite winning the gold at the Olympics, our U.S. women's hockey team were still undermined and essentially made the butt of the joke. Female athletes have already fought so hard for a seat at the table and still continue to face criticism despite their success. My goal for this proclamation and for the event that follows is to uplift and showcase our female athletes and give them the recognition that they deserve. Thank you.
Okay, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions on this proclamation? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Chair Lippner.
Motion to see my amendment.
There's been a motion to see Chair Lippner's amendment. And a second. Any objections? Hearing none, you have 2 minutes whenever you're ready.
Alrighty, this was still in progress when I was called on, so I appreciate if anyone has any changes they'd like to make to this wording, especially the people who are hosting this event. But I thought it was really, really important that we highlight that this event is being hosted by the SG Women's Caucus and is in conjunction with this month because it's such a great panel and does so much great work to uplift and support the female athletes at UCF. So that was my intent, and I am open to any questions.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions on this amendment? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Are there any pieces of debate on this amendment? Seeing none, we are now in a period of voting on this amendment. With a vote count of 34 to 0 to 0, this amendment passes. We are still in debate on the proclamation as a whole. Are there any other pieces of debate? Senator Escobar.
I'll be voting in favor. I think this proclamation is great. I mean, we all saw the women of Team USA bring home big wins from the Olympics. So I encourage you all to vote in favor.
Any other pieces of debate? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures on the proclamation. With a vote count of 33 to 0 to 0, Proclamation 5732 passes second reading. Senate Forums, Senator Smith.
Sorry. Okay. Hi, guys. So I've been working on an initiative to kind of connect the College of Arts and Humanities with career services and have like our own career fairs and everything. But it's a really big task. And I would just, if you guys are interested in also like reaching out to career services and connecting like your constituents with career services, Martha Bailey is a great contact and she wants to be more involved with student government. They're trying to get more attendance at their events and everything. So just thought that I would put that out there for everyone. But yeah.
All right, Casimiro.
It's not their birthday yet. It's tomorrow, but happy birthday to Ashley and Jimmy. I was going to say we should wish them a happy birthday right now, but we should do that later.
We can sing in
Oh,
miscellaneous.
let's go sing a happy birthday to Ashley and Jimmy, guys.
We
Come
can
on.
sing in miscellaneous business.
Oh, sorry, after. Sorry.
Senator Smith.
Hi guys, shout out to my org, Leaves Legal Experience and Professional Success. My friend started it this semester and we had our first law school tour on Tuesday. So check it out if you're interested. I linked Instagram. Thank you.
All right, and as for me, I put all of the information for Volunteer UCF Spring into Service event on February 28th. So just sign up on Night Connect and RSVP, and if you have any questions, reach out to that email that I included. So, Chair Lippner.
Hi everyone. Senator Jane and her RSO Akshara is hosting their Indian classical dance competition this Saturday. That's why she's not here today, so please excuse her absence. And if you recall, it was an FAO-funded event, so there will be free food. So please come and cheer on all the dance teams and enjoy the wonderful food. I also put the flyer in the agenda, but please make it smaller or remove it if it's not appropriate. I'm not sure. But yeah, we'd love to see you all there. Thank you.
All right. Advisor's report. Ashley.
Happy Thursday, folks. We are here. A couple of announcements from me today. First and foremost, I think I've said this to a couple folks that I've seen, but once again, if your caucus, your area, you are hosting an event, please make sure you send me a calendar invite. One, I would like to have the opportunity to come. And sometimes when y'all are reading out that the events are happening, I don't catch all the dates and times, or I'm going through the minutes. So just send me a calendar invite. I think it's also good just for me to be able to keep track of just all the things that you all are doing, right, from a data standpoint. So I just want to be able to keep track of all of that. I will be out of the office tomorrow and Monday. So if you need anything, first line of defense tomorrow will be Amanda. And then on Monday, both of us will be out. So the next in line would be Shane. So if you need anything, or you could leave me a message and I'll get to it when I get back on Tuesday. Other things, random thought after sitting through a couple of Senate meetings, I would love to hear some more voices. I think sitting through a couple of committee meetings now, all of like, with the exception of one, we're a very quiet body, which makes for sometimes good things, but you all are here to speak on the behalf of folks and advocate on the behalf of folks. So when we're in these meetings, even if you're taking turns to say how much you like something or how much you agree with something or believe in something, I think vocalizing that is equally as important as your vote on paper, right? So I would encourage you all, if you realize you go through a couple of committee meetings where you don't say anything or ask a question, just, pipe up, right? Say something. I think that's important. Updates for you all in terms of what me and Maite are working on as well. You'll see one, she is shifting to doing the voting, and she was excellent today. Give it up for Maite. And so I think I mentioned briefly, one of the other things that we're working on is our voting record and the way that is chronicled, right? So what she has been doing is taking screenshots of amendments on the floor. She's going to compile them into a document, make note of each senator's vote, have their name, have their vote associated, and have an image of what that amendment was at the bottom of that record. Because I realize we've been voting on the amendment, it's accepted, and it disappears. So if anybody's looking at that record and yes, they note that you voted yes on an amendment or no on an amendment, there's no true record there to show what that is if they don't have access to the version history of that document, right? So just know that that's something that is being added to Maite's weekly docket. And she's been working hard of getting all these screenshots while y'all are doing it, making note of what's going on. So just know that there are small changes happening in the background. I'm going to give a small shout out to Stuart. That's Amanda's son. He has been watching Senate and with Amanda for the past couple of weeks. And so my little friend is up and taking part of your process. So shout out to Stuart. Other than that, it is National Day of time. All right, folks, Thursday, February 26th. Let me pull it up. Failure. Okay, is Carpe Diem Day. So live and let live. And I'm going to do two because, we're in the spirit of celebration. Letter to an Elder Day. I thought that was very sweet. So if you have an elder in your life, write them a letter. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. And that's a good time, but that's all for me.
All right, any questions for Ashley? Chair Licker?
Should we mail the letter to them or text it to them?
Not an e-letter. A physical letter. Let's throw it back, okay, to the old times of using your hands and your knuckles, okay?
Back in your day. Maite? You don't have anything, sorry.
Not much for me. Just happy early birthday to Ashley, and also happy birthday to Gabe. It was, I think, on Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday, right? Okay, Tuesday. And also to Jimmy, and we're gonna all sing happy birthday to them after, please, including Gabe. Thank you.
Okay. Miscellaneous business, resignations. I hereby resign Isabella Riza and JC Lim from Senate. I hereby appoint Olivia Smith to ICTC. We can sing happy birthday now. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Doesn't that just make a chill go down your spine? Okay, Senator shout outs. Let's make this quick. My laptop has like 14 minutes left before it dies. Gabe, Jordan, Victoria.
Shout out to Issa and JC. They just left in a hurry, and we're so sad. We're losing our business people. But we're gonna get back on our feet next session.
Shout out Kirsten's laptop for staying alive. Shout out to all the caucus chairs who are and vice chairs who are doing all the amazing things that you want to show you all out. So Danae, Victoria, Cameron, Olivia. Wait, where are you? JC, Veronica. Wait, where are you? There's more. There's more. Okay. Well, if I missed you, I'm so sorry. You all are doing amazing work. Rickett, I know you're doing really great stuff with the Military Veterans Caucus as well. Shout out to my vice chair, Jordan. Everyone else, if I missed you, I'm so sorry, but also doing great work. And please send in more ERFs. I want to do more things and spend more money. Yay.
I want to do a big shout out to Chair Danae Smith. She's done so much work for Black History Month. Round of applause for her. So yeah, that's it. You rock. Yeah, that's
it. Anna, Milo, Jimmy.
I'm going to pretend that didn't happen. I want to give a big shout out to Chair Smith as well, because I had the opportunity to attend the UCF-PD Open Forum, and it was phenomenal. I thought it was so informative and a very well ran event. So thank you so much for that.
Anna gave me no shout out. This is tragic. Like, still shout out Anna though. Lots of whimsy, bring Raw to the office. Shout out Allie. She looked at me during the meeting. Shout out Black Caucus and Danae. They're doing such a great work. And guys, shout out Ryan. I've been eating peppers now. Like, I've been slicing up some peppers. They're in a bag, and I've been just munching on them. So highly recommend.
I want to shout out Jason. I know that he's not here, but we miss him in spirit. And then I also want to shout out the other suits in the room, specifically Jorge and Owen. I like it. You guys look dapper. I would also like to shout out my birthday buddies. Gabe, happy birthday to you, my brother, and happy birthday to you, Ashley. No one else I'd rather share a birthday with. So, and then a shout out to everyone else because you guys are incredible. So thank you.
Lipner, Danae, Anna.
Shout out to those two senators who are no longer with us after this meeting. Aritza, you were great in ENA. Thank you so much for all the hard work you did. And then Lim, the GOAT. We will be doing Senate with wings. Senators have wings without you, but it will be living on in spirit. And I will bring so much diligence to that event.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to shout out everybody who attended any of our events, and I want to shout out everybody who helped. Thank you, Mila. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Kirsten. Thank you all for who came to the open forum, and thank you all for coming to support. Thank you.
Okay, I want to shout out Mila. I'm so sorry, my goat. That'll never happen again. I'll never forget you. Shout out for always happening to walk in when I'm on the phone with my sister. So thank you. I also wanted to shout out Cameron for being such a wonderful help with the proclamation and with the Women and Girls in Sports panel. I'm so excited for that event. That had to be postponed, but I think we'll be able to get higher attendance that way. So I'm very excited for that as well.
All right, last two, Adeline, and then Jimmy.
I just wanted to shout out everyone who's helped me transition into this role. I feel like I'm getting the hang of it, especially Anna, Kirsten, and Jason, even though he's not here. And also CRT, you guys are very nice.
I just want to shout out the SLCers that are here. Thank you for being here at our meeting.
Okay, I'm feeling nice. You two can go. Rose and then Bobby, and then that's it.
Shout out to anyone that made a proclamation. Happy Black History Month. And thank you for all your hard work to Black Caucus and Dean Smith. Happy birthday. And yeah, that's everyone.
Okay, this is a self shout out. We did these last year, but shout out me because I got into grad school, so I'm excited.
Congratulations, shout out you. And then I want to shout out myself, Anna, and Victoria because we had the midterm of doom and despair this morning at 9 in the morning. But we survived. All right, Kaufman's Kingdom.
All right, I gotta give a shout out to Pro Tem Hamid for the fantastic name of this segment. I looked at the agenda and saw this here, and I was like, I have to deliver today. So I'm allergic to most pets, so I don't have them myself. But this is Flip. He's the dog of my best friend from back home in New Jersey. So shout out Elliot. He's a rescue from Mexico, and he has been with him for almost 5 years now. So I'm not allergic to this dog. And as you can see, I take a million pictures of him every time I go home. So that's Flip. Flip is great.
Very great. Also, shout out Ashley. I feel mean for my joke that I made earlier, but I really do appreciate you. Great. Casimiro.
Motion to adjourn meeting pending final roll call.
There's been a motion to adjourn this meeting pending final roll call.
Second.
In a second, any objections? Hearing none. Chair Claudia.
Paul.
Present.
Reed.
Present.
Olivia Smith.
Present.
Heckenbook.
Present.
Casimiro.
Present.
Callis.
Present.
Capanos.
Present.
Pison. Jane. Sherman.
Present.
Danae Smith.
Present.
Ali.
Present.
Hamid. Kaufman.
Present.
Licht.
Present.
Rose.
Present.
Elfrak. Riggett.
Present.
Escobar.
Present.
Magadia. Rodriguez.
Present.
Wanjan. Hassane.
Present.
Phillips.
Present.
Wynn. Habgood.
Present.
Bonaventure.
Present.
Perez.
Present.
Alcuda.
Present.
Benesh. Candeloro.
Present.
Quartz.
Present.
Joan.
Present.
Leon. Matthews.
Present.
McRae.
Present.
Nurse Medevra. Renda.
Present.
Naiva Gonzalez.
Present.
Simmons.
Present.
Fedorescu.
Present.
Varela.
Present.
Zivin. Lipner.
Present.
39 out of 50.
Okay, I hereby adjourn this meeting at 8:09 p.m. Go home safe, guys.
Outside. Yes.